Hey, Marcy. David, did you hear about the guy addicted to drinking brake fluid? Says he can stop anytime. Yeah, I bet he can. It is Wednesday. Here we go, 3 down. We're getting over the hump. It's a nice smooth ride downhill into the weekend now, right? That's the principle, I guess. Is that the case in your world, even as we speak? Hey, Grace. No, you're good. Nice dry ride to work. And keep your eyes on the road first and foremost, but watch out for some Perseid meteors. You might see a few. Just depends on how much light is around you. But sometimes one will sneak through, but the Perseids are active all week. The moon's just been awfully bright, drowning out a lot of that activity. Oh, I was supposed to roll the open there. Stand by. Oh, now it's official. Bill Taylor here. KENS 5 Digital Center on a Wednesday night. Blessings to you and yours. Hope God's peace is finding you and your family. I'll tell you, it was another repeat, almost to the exact, of what we saw yesterday on radar today. You know, for the most part, these storms develop north and drop south into the northern hill country and then start dissipating on their arrival into San Antonio and the metro, and certainly by any of you to the south of the city, just not seeing much get south of Highway 90 or I-10. Today it was interesting that we saw a little bit more develop down the I-35 corridor, down towards New Braunfels and Seguin and Gonzales. But once again, really not amounting to much for any of those said communities. Notice the outflow though, you could really pick it up as it blows through. And when I say blows through, that's the key. That's what picked up those winds. If you felt those winds and said, wow, where's the rain? We just get the winds. That's what happens. There's a great proverb that speaks to that exact thing. Clouds and wind without rain are similar to someone boasting without merit. It's essentially, I don't think I'm getting it exactly right, but that's essentially the message of the proverb, that clouds and wind without rain are just like a person who boasts without merit, without anything to back it up. So a couple of spots that saw some good heavy rain today were Kerr County. You can see it really did move through quickly, so no flooding problem there. Also near, it was just so short-lived, but northern Guadalupe County, but it never really made that, thunderstorm never really made it to Seguin. Because as they're descending south, they're really losing a lot of the daytime heat, because that's the time of day that those are operating into the city and metro. Windsor Mission Oaks, all right. Hope everybody's doing well at Windsor Mission Oaks. Hey, Kyler. Yeah, Carl, we do. We'll have chances again Saturday. Looks like this will be the last for at least the next 48 hours. Thursday, Friday. Seem to be dry. Let's take a look at some of the numbers today. Our highs first, because we did it. 100 on the nose for San Antonio, 105 at Pearsall and Cotulla, 103 at Floresville, Pleasanton, Del Rio. Seguin hits 101, 102 Hondo, 102 Gonzales, 102 Eagle Pass. So yeah, a lot of, and then upper 90s, only 91 at Rock Springs, but in the afternoon hours, some of these highs were hit a little bit earlier before the rain. And a lot of these spots, in fact, Bandera got down to like 73 this afternoon. And there were several 70s in the afternoon temps, which is exceptional for this time of year, but those nice rain-cooled areas saw a significant drop in temp. So not a record, obviously, of 100 in San Antonio. The record today from 2 years ago, from 1962, I misspoke, 106. Significant record high. And it stays in place another year. We stopped at 100, but now that makes it 13 triple-digit days this year compared to 3 years ago, 58, 2 years ago, 75. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. All right, to the tropical update. I want to make sure we haven't seen an improvement on probability here. Let's go to the National Hurricane Center as that comes up. So we were watching this spot yesterday. It moved inland. It's over the Yucatan Peninsula, southern Yucatan, and you can see it's going to be out over open waters by tomorrow in the Bay of Campeche. All too often, this is a spot that can generate storms quickly. This is how Harvey operated. This is how Harvey came. He came right across the peninsula out and it was only like a tropical wave to a depression at that point, weakened dramatically over land, as typically is the case. Gets over the bay, regenerates, shoots north, and in 24 hours ramps up to a Cat 4 before landfall at Rockport. So, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen here. In fact, probability is what we're going to check on. That's why I wanted to see. It was 20% earlier, and tonight it is 20%. So no change there on the probability of this becoming. Let's see what we've got coming up after Erin, which is going to be our first hurricane. Fernand. We're waiting for Fernand. Fernand is the F storm, and we will, again, most likely not see that storm get a name. But it doesn't make a difference on what impact that storm may have. Even though it's not going to get a name, it's going to be a ton of West Gulf moisture pouring into South Texas this weekend. So Fernand or no Fernand, we're going to definitely see rain chances ramping up. Tried to escape the Apple store, David said, but he couldn't because there were no windows. Yeah, that's a problem, right? It was, Rachel, 100 on the nose. Hard to say. I haven't looked at any, but, I saw a headline today. It could have been one of the most ridiculous headlines. It said, Farmer's Almanac says there will be snow in Texas this winter. Should we trust that? Yeah, 100%. There will be snow in winter in Texas. There's snow in winter, Texas winter every winter. If you're going to talk about San Antonio, okay, now we're talking about a long shot. But if the Farmer's Almanac is saying that, I agree with it 100%. There will be snow in Texas. All right, so that's why you got to make sure you're always vetting what's online and what you see on the internet. So there you see, 20% chance, which again is low, but really irrelevant when you can consider the amount of moisture this system will be able to produce without a name. You can see that good pool of moisture starts kind of pushing into the Texas coast Saturday morning, and then it looks like the most widespread moment of coverage on rain is going to be in the afternoon Saturday. Now this is early. We tap into the high resolution data tomorrow. And when I say high resolution, so we're looking at right now the European model, which operates on about a 20 to 30 mile grid of forecasting. When we go to high resolution data, we're taking that into like a 4 to 6 kilometer grid. And so because of that difference, you get much more accurate data. And you also, of course, fine tune timing with that. So with that said, we get a first peek of that for Saturday tomorrow. We'll have an hour by hour that we can lean into a little bit more confidently, if you will. Right now, this is at least, we get some bearings on the fact that it looks like it's going to be afternoon more than morning. We'll say that at least. And it does appear that it'll also be more Saturday than Sunday. Watch as we get to 9 p.m. Saturday, most of the rain is over. Sunday looks pretty dry. And then Monday, a couple of showers east. We're really looking at a pattern. We're not seeing the high dominate just yet, because it still could happen. Good evening, Diana. Very, Kyler. I'm with you on that. Very strange. Hey, Lise, what part of Texas? That's what I didn't read the article, so please forgive me for not doing that. And I shouldn't probably, be critical. But the headline was like, the Farmer's Almanac saying that there's going to be snow in Texas this winter. Yeah, okay, 100%. I guarantee you that is going to happen. You don't say. Texas is huge, and we always get snow in Texas. All right, so that's that. Rain chances up on Saturday and could go even higher. Right now, running 40% chances, 40% chances. Oh, let me update you on Erin, our tropical storm nearing, well, not nearing, but expected to reach hurricane status. So Erin did some intensifying. If you were with me last night, pressure was down to 1006. Now we're at 1001. As that number lowers, the barometric pressure, that means the storm is deepening. That means the storm is strengthening. When we get it below 1,000 is when we really start considering we're getting closer and closer to hurricane status. But here's what's expected to happen. As a Cat 2, maybe even Cat 3, forecasts are taking it up to major hurricane status. You can see it avoids the Caribbean. That looks like a good bet because it's going to get picked up in the Bermuda High's flow, clockwise flow around the Bermuda High. What could sometimes happen is if the high weakens enough or drifts east, then the storm is on its own and it can go due west, excuse me, and then it could be a Florida landfall. If it gets caught up more in that western side of the high circulation, now you're going into the western Atlantic, eastern coast of the United States, outer banks of North Carolina, which are like, please make landfall here. I always look at it that way. Excuse me. If you look at a map and you see how the outer banks are so outer, they're like, here's North Carolina, but then it's like it goes way out into the Gulf. So it gets clipped quite a bit with tropical activity. And this could certainly be one of those because if it loops around the western side of the high, it's going to go right up into the Gulf Stream of the western Atlantic, and then it could be hitting the Carolinas or at least the East Coast. Rube, what's going on? Mike goes in the house. How about them Cowboys? Well, we don't know yet, right? What do we got here? Hey, Jalen. Oh, yes. So cool. How are you? Meet the teacher. Got to hear the OC band. The girls were dancing. OC. OC. Okay, good. I hope somebody was saying out there. I sent a picture to Kendall, Janice. My middle daughter was our gold duster, right? So look at the back. I love the back of these shirts. All right? My girl, my dancer. And then what was really cool, I sent her this picture because I also had a handkerchief, which I left in the studio because I don't have it in my pocket right now. I always carry a handkerchief. And she got one for Christmas one year. I mean, you talk about waterworks. She got it embroidered with "The Best Is Yet to Come," which is one of my favorite Frank Sinatra songs. I know Tony Bennett did it too, but come on, Frank, compared to Tony Bennett, there isn't one, okay? It starts with Frank. We all know this. And then it's just such a great phrase for life. The best is yet to come. That is the hope of eternity. And so I hope you lean into that when you go through trials, tribulations. We knew these things would happen. But there will be more. There will be more tragedies. There will be more trials. There will be more. This is not heaven. It never will be. Earth will continue, and society will continue to deteriorate. That's fact. And so we watched it. And so the hope is in things eternal, not anything here. This is not going to get better. This division, all this stuff, it's really sad, but it's kind of true. And again, I'm just saying, this is how I think. The best is yet to come because the best is up there and it's coming, the kingdom. Okay. So, I digress. For good reason. Let's go to this 14-day. Almost said it. I almost did it. I almost said 7, didn't I? It's hard to get used to. All right. 14-day forecast. 10% chance next 2 days. Can't say 0. We could get a little pop-up shower. Not expecting anything like we've seen the last couple of afternoons in coverage, but a couple pop-ups can't be ruled out. 10% covers that. 90% chance you don't see anything through Friday. Highs, pretty close to 100, if not 100 tomorrow, 97 Friday, 95 Saturday because of all that added tropical moisture. So the feels like will crank. It'll go 101, 102. It'll be a big spread between air and what your body thinks the temperature actually is, right? Or what your body thinks temperature is, what it actually is. So that'll spread because there's going to be more tropical humidity in the atmosphere and a 40% chance of rain. 40% chance of rain. Amen, Denise. Thank you. Praise God. Hello, Anne Marie. Always coming in with the most accurate information. Thanks, Jess. Appreciate you. Robert, is it better if it strengthens out in the ocean this way, the category of the storm drops closer to land? Absolutely. Absolutely, Robert. What we sometimes see is as storms get closer to land, they're encountering friction. And then remember, there's a slope at the, sea bottom, the ocean floor, and that friction as the storm is coming inland typically weakens it. But then you have storms that taught us so much about don't have absolutes. Hurricane Harvey. Harvey stayed for and was actually cranking up within 100 miles of the Texas coast, okay? It was still strengthening. And so it throws out everything I just told you. Because again, there can't be absolutes. It's weather. It's the most fluid situation of our lives. A lot of things can change, and you have to watch these storms unfold and see what they do. But one thing they definitely do every time is teach us so much about the Earth's atmosphere and how it can operate. Not tonight, Kyler. We're done tonight. So we'll bring back an isolated shower chance by Tuesday of next week. You can see we shut it down Sunday, Monday. But yeah, looking at a decent chance on Saturday. Right now, again, afternoon hours. So we will certainly let you know of an update tomorrow. That could be adjusted when we see high resolution data. That's going to be where we really start fine tuning timing for Saturday. See our first accurate, or I should say, more confident forecast and timing when we see the hour by hour in high resolution. Excuse me. I love you all. God bless you. And we'll see you at 10.